Cool, okay. So I will make a start. So we're going to be starting off lying down, but you're very welcome to sit up if that feels more comfortable. And if you are lying down, you can either have your eyes open or you can have your eyes closed. Again, it's just kind of whatever feels best for you. And your legs can be completely out long, or you might want to bring the feet as wide as the mat, or that's just past hip width distance, and then just let the knees kind of drop down into the middle and let the arms just kind of lay on the floor next to the body. So just finding a comfortable position just to start off this short session. Something that allows you to feel comfortable and relaxed just to begin. And then, like I mentioned before, just deciding whether you'd like to have the eyes open or like to have the eyes closed. And just allowing yourself to arrive into this moment, wherever you are, whatever's been going on for you today so far. Just allowing the breath to start to slow down. And we're just going to start off by just checking in with the body and seeing how you feel this morning. So first of all, mentally, how are you feeling today? Perhaps you've had quite a difficult day so far. You might be having a flare-up of symptoms. Perhaps you're having a good day, a better day, and you're feeling quite positive. Wherever you're at today, we're not trying to change or judge those feelings. Just acknowledging them, allowing them to be there. And then physically, how are you feeling today? Perhaps you do have some dizziness or some pain. Perhaps you have some tension in some area of the body. See if there are any areas that feel quite relaxed, feel quite comfortable. Again, we're not trying to change these sensations, but we're just kind of saying hello to them, acknowledging them, not seeing them as good or bad. And then just letting them be. And then bringing the attention to the breath. Just seeing how the breath feels in the body. So where can you feel the breath most? Is it in the ribs? Is it in the stomach? Can you feel the sensation of the breath in your nose? Just seeing if you can breathe in for a count of 2 and then exhale for a count of 4. So inhale, 1, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Just counting a couple more of those breaths in your own time. And then just bringing your breath back to normal. From here, you might want to bring the hands up and overhead into a full body pencil stretch and just stretch the entire body out long. So stretching those fingertips and toes away from each other. And then squeezing your knees in towards your chest and finding a little hug of the knees. And then we're just going to let the feet fall down onto the ground so that the knees are pointing up towards the ceiling. From here, we're just going to bring the right leg and just bring it up towards the ceiling. That leg might be straight. It might have got quite a deep bend in it. So just doing what feels comfortable. And then we're just going to bring the hands to the back of that right thigh. So your leg's going to be either bent or straight in this position. So not judging where the body's at, just seeing where you're at today. And then with those right toes, we're just going to point and flex those right toes. Very small movement, but really effective for a stretch for that leg and that ankle. And then bringing that foot to stillness. We're just going to see if we can rest it on that bent left knee. Just find a little stretch here for the right hip. And this might be enough. You're very welcome to just stay like this. Or you might just want to see if you can lift your left leg up towards the body and just bring those hands to the back of that left thigh for a deeper stretch. If this isn't accessible or doesn't feel comfortable, just leaving that left foot on the floor and just letting that right leg hang heavy. Your leg might be a bit further up, depending on the flexibility of the right hip. Just listening to the body and doing what feels nice. And then wherever you are, just bringing that right foot back down to the ground, and we're going to swap over to the left. So bringing that left leg up towards the ceiling, taking that deep bend if that feels nice, or straightening it out. And just bringing those hands to the back of that left thigh. Just going to point those left toes, flex them. Pointing and flexing. Just working through a few of these. See if you can relax the shoulders and the neck. And then bringing that foot to stillness, and then seeing if that right leg can just rest gently, the left leg can rest gently onto the right. So again, this might be enough for you. Your leg might be a bit further up like this. Just finding a nice little stretch for that left hip. Or you might want to see if it feels nice to loop those hands underneath that right thigh and bring that right leg in towards the body. So whichever option you've gone for, just seeing if you can relax the shoulders and the neck and take any tension out of that left leg. And then we're just going to bring everything back to the floor. And then we're going to be slowly working our way up to a seated position. So in whichever way feels best for your body, just making it really slow, no rush. And then you're very welcome to sit in a chair for this next bit, or you can sit just on the floor, just finding something that feels nice. You can sit on a cushion if that feels more comfortable. And we're just going to start off by taking some shoulder rolls. So we're going to inhale and bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, let them fall down the back of the body. Inhale up towards the ears. Exhale down the back of the body. One more. And then taking them the other direction. So we're going to inhale, bring them up the back of the body. Exhale, send them down the front. Inhale for the back. Exhale down the front. We're going to bring the hands onto the shoulders now, or just somewhere that they can rest. And we're going to take some circles now again around the shoulders, but with the hands on top of the shoulders, just to see if we can find a bigger range of movement for those shoulders. So doing some circles now. So bringing those elbows as close to the front as you can, and then sending them as far away as possible. You might find you get a bit of clicking in this position. My elbows always click when I'm doing these. And then bringing them the other way around. So again, your circles in this position might be a little bit smaller, depending on how much flexibility you have in your shoulders. But just seeing if you can find that full range of movement. And then bring in those arms and shoulders to stillness. A little something for the neck now. So we're just going to really slowly bring our gaze over to the right hand side in the same direction as that right shoulder. You might find that your head doesn't go very far around, because I know this can be an area of tension when you have dizziness. So just seeing where your head's at. Taking an inhale and sighing it out. And then we're going to inhale, bring the head slowly back round to center. And then we're just going to bring that head over to the left. So there shouldn't be any strain or any pain in this position. So just coming to where feels like a nice stretch, a comfortable stretch. And then bringing that head back to that central position. Now we're going to be bringing the right ear to the right shoulder now, but if that kind of movement does make you feel dizzy, you're very welcome to take another few rounds of the left to right instead. If you do want to have a little go at this, we're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Seeing if you can relax both shoulders down and away from the ears. Might want to close down the eyes if that feels better. Then we're going to inhale and bring that head slowly back up to center. And then bringing that left ear over to the left shoulder, just relaxing everything down. And then we're going to inhale, bring that head back to center once more. So just to finish off in this seated pose, we're going to bring our hands into the couple of options. So you can either bring your hands to opposite shoulders and give yourself a nice hug. So whatever feels comfortable for you. Or if you do have the flexibility to bring the arms out to the side and just allow them to come to the front of the body. I'm going to bring the right hand under the left and just see if those hands can meet to the back of the hands facing each other. So you're either in this pose or you're bringing your arms into a nice hug. Whichever option you've gone for, just seeing if you can really round through those shoulder blades. I'll turn this way so you can see. So really finding that stretch for the upper back, sitting up nice and tall. Taking an inhale and sighing it out. Then going to relax the arms down and cross them over in the other direction. So bringing the arms out to the side or just coming straight into the hug, but we want the left hand underneath the right this time. So we're either coming into a nice hug in this position, or you might want to see if the backs of those hands can meet together. So inhaling, sitting up nice and tall, exhaling, sighing it out. Just finding that nice stretch for the shoulder blades. And then exhale, just bringing everything back down. We're going to come into a tabletop pose now, but we're not going to be here for very long. So just see how this feels for you. You might want to cushion under the knees if that feels nice. But creating yourself a nice stable base, so bringing those fingertips out like starfish. Imagining that your body was on a railroad track. And we're just going to start off, a bit forwards a little bit, by just bringing that back right leg out long, so toes on the floor, and just pushing that right ankle into the floor. So you can just bring the gaze gently either completely down to the floor or just kind of just ahead. So we're not looking straight ahead, but just kind of to the top of the mat or just a little bit further away from the hands. If this doesn't feel right for you, please do just come out of it and sit in a comfortable position, something that feels nice. You can always take some more of those neck stretches, more of those shoulder rolls. Just finding that stretch for the back right leg. And then you're very welcome to stay here, or you might want to have a go at just lifting that right leg up and crossing it over to the left, and just finding a little bit of a deeper stretch for the right hand side of the body. So if this throws you off balance a little bit, you might just want to stay with the leg out long. This just brings our body into a slightly deeper stretch. And then we're going to bring that leg slowly back round to center. Bring that knee back down to the floor. We're going to do the same with the left side now. So bringing the left leg out long, planting those toes on the floor, pushing back through that left heel. Inhaling and sighing it out. And then you're very welcome to stay here, or you might feel comfortable just bringing that left leg up and over into a little bit of a deeper stretch for that left hand side of the body. Wherever you're at is absolutely fine. Whether you're sitting down, doing some more neck stretches, whether you're in this pose, being kind to our bodies and accepting where we're at today. And then we're just going to bring that knee back round to center. And we're just going to have a little go pushing back into a child's pose. So this might not feel comfortable for you today. And if not, again, you can just take a seat and take some neck stretches, take some shoulder stretches. You can hug your arms into your chest. But if you want to give it a go, just bringing your knees as wide as the mat and then just bringing the bottom down onto the feet. So we are going to be either bringing the forehead down to the floor, but if you have any pain or pressure, this probably won't feel very comfortable. So you're very welcome to make a cushion with the hands. You can bring the fists together and bring the ground a bit closer, or you're very welcome to get a couple of cushions and just kind of rest the forehead on those cushions instead. But like I say, if this doesn't feel comfortable for you today, please do just come out of this pose and just find a comfortable seat and take a few stretches from a seated position instead. Child's pose is really good for anxiety. It's really good for calming. Very grounding. Seeing if you can inhale and sigh it out. And then on the next inhale, we're just going to slowly bring ourselves back up. And we're going to be coming up into a standing position now. So just really slowly, in whichever way feels best for you, bringing yourself up to a standing position, taking your time, just checking that you don't feel dizzy in any way. You're very welcome to stand next to a wall if that gives you a bit more support. And we're just going to bring our feet a little bit wider than hip width distance apart, just to provide that nice stable base, and then really flex and stretch those toes out, spread them out wide, and that'll give you an even, sturdier base. So from here, we're just going to inhale and bring the hands up and overhead. Nice full body stretch, seeing if you can relax the shoulders away from the ears. And then we're just going to bring the arms down into a cactus. So kind of bringing the elbows in line with the shoulders, but really squeezing those shoulder blades together at the back of the body. So finding a nice stretch for the front of the chest. And then we're going to exhale and just bring those hands together at the front of the body to find that opposite stretch. So this time rounding through the shoulder blades, rounding through the shoulders. Inhale, bringing them back open. Exhale, bringing them back together again. Taking a few more of these now at your own pace. You can also do this from a chair if that feels better for you. If you're feeling a bit dizzier today. And then making this your last one. And then just bringing those arms down. We're going to do a little something for the hands now. If anybody works on a computer a lot, if anyone's working from home, anyone does a lot of writing, this might feel quite nice. So just making sure we've still got a nice stable base for the feet. And we're just going to bring the hands to heart center into a bit of a prayer pose. And just using the thumbs to rest gently around the sternum. Spreading those fingertips out, again like starfish. Standing up nice and tall. And on the exhale, we're just going to spin those fingers round to face them down towards the floor. So if your fingers don't come all the way round, that's absolutely fine, just wherever they come to. I work on a computer a lot, so this is something I do quite a lot throughout the day. Really nice stretch for the wrists. And then on the inhale, bringing those fingertips back up to center. And then taking a few more of those. So exhale, fingertips back down towards the mat. And then back up towards center. Just allowing those hands to fall down. You might want to shake them out a little bit. And then we're just going to bring the right hand out long and just let those right fingertips kind of fall down towards the floor. And with that left hand, we're going to use the left thumb into the palm of that right hand. Just kind of grab that right hand. And we're just going to gently pull down. I'll just turn to the side so you can see. So arms out nice and straight, but just using that left hand just to apply a little bit of pressure to kind of bring that right hand towards the body to find that nice stretch for the arm and the wrist. Again, you can sit down at any time. You can take a seat on the floor or a chair. These can all be done from that position. And then releasing that hand, shaking it all out and taking it to the other side. So bringing that left hand out long, letting those left fingertips point down, bringing that right thumb into that left palm, just applying that little bit of pressure. Find that nice stretch for the left arm and the left wrist. Taking an inhale and sighing it out. Just releasing that hand now. I'm going to take a little twist over towards each side. So again, finding that nice stable base. If you're sat down on a chair, this will still work for you as well. So inhale up nice and tall. We're going to bring the arms out to the side. And we're just going to rotate our body over towards the right and just let those hands kind of wrap around the body a little bit. So left hand can kind of come round to rest on the lower back. And then, right hand onto the lower back. And then the left hand can just kind of rest on that right hip. And just bringing our gaze gently over to the right. So again, there shouldn't be any strain. We're just looking for a nice gentle stretch here. And then we're going to inhale, bring ourselves back to center, bring those arms out to the side once more. And then just taking it over to the left and then letting those hands fall down. So that back left hand to the lower back. And then that right hand just resting onto the left hand side of the body or just to wherever it comes to. And twisting towards the left, seeing if you can relax the shoulders. Finding that gentle stretch for the body. And then on the exhale, just bringing everything back round to the front. We're going to slowly come back down to the mat now. So just working your way down in whichever way feels best for you. And we're going to be coming just to a seated pose with the knees facing up towards the ceiling. So just taking your time, whenever you get there is fine. Back nice and straight. We're just going to bring the arms out long. And we're just going to see if we can roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. All the way down to the mat. And then head being the last thing to come down, just letting those arms hang down nice and long. We're going to bring the feet wider than the body. So if you're on a mat, just a little bit wider than the mat. So knees are pointed up towards the ceiling, soles of the feet are on the floor, hands are on the floor. And we're just going to let those left legs, the left leg fall down over towards the left, along with the right leg. So both knees falling over to the left, feeling nice and heavy. So not worrying too much about how far these legs can come down. Just letting the gravity just falling towards the floor. Taking an inhale and sighing it out. And then inhale, bringing those knees back up towards the ceiling and letting them fall over towards the right. So really finding that nice stretch for the left-hand side of the body, really enjoying how that feels. Not judging to where those legs come to, just letting them fall wherever they come to today. And then inhale, bringing those knees back to center. And we're just going to hug those knees back in towards the chest, squeezing them in towards the body. You might want to wiggle through those ankles. That might feel quite nice. And just one last movement to finish off. So we're just going to let the knees slightly fall away from each other. So you've got a bit of a gap between the legs. And we're just going to bring our right leg down to the floor. And with this left leg, we're going to bring the left hand to the left knee. And we're just going to bring some movement into this left hip. So just some really gentle circles. You can either leave the left hand on top of the knee just to guide it round, or you can just let the knee move by itself. So seeing how that range of movement feels, your circles might be a little bit small, a little bit narrower, or they might be a bit wider. And then sending that knee in the opposite direction. Making sure that we've taken the move in both directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And then bringing that left leg to stillness. We're going to bring the right knee up this time and repeat the same on this side. So you can use the hand, or you can just let the knee move around by itself and just bringing that right knee into some circles, finding that range of movement for the right hip. And then not forgetting to take it in the other direction. And then we're just going to bring that leg to stillness. One final squeeze of those knees in towards the chest. And we're just going to come into our final relaxation. So just finding a comfortable position for the last few minutes of this class. So that might be laying completely flat on the floor with a pillow under your head. You can put a blanket on if you have one close by. That might be with the knees bent, the feet a little bit wider than the mat and the knees falling into the middle. It might even be from a seated position. You might be sitting on a chair, on a cushion. But just setting yourself up in whichever position feels nice. I'm just going to close my window because it's very noisy. So finding that comfortable position for your body. And just allowing the breath to slow down. Allowing your body to find that stillness that we found at the start of the class. There's nowhere else that you need to be right now or anything else that you should be doing. Just starting off with the head, seeing if you can notice any areas of tension in the head or the face. And just seeing if you can relax that area, letting it know that it doesn't need to be tense any longer. Moving down to the neck and the shoulders, seeing if there's any tension there that you can release and let go of. Having a look at the arms and the hands and the fingertips. Are there any areas of tension there which you can let go of? And then moving down to the middle of the body, so the chest and the stomach. Can you relax those areas of the body and allow them to just melt into the mat or the floor? Bringing the attention down to the legs, the hips and the feet. Are you holding on to any tension in these areas? Seeing if you can send a little signal that it's okay for them to switch off. Just allowing your entire body now to feel relaxed and just melting into the mat or the chair or the floor. I know that it can be really difficult when you have a chronic illness of any kind, and it is perfectly normal to experience emotions of upset and anger and frustration about how you're feeling. But just taking these steps towards looking after yourself and taking this time out to allow the body to reset and recover can be really helpful for both mental and physical. Your body is trying to work really hard for you to keep you healthy and keep you well. And just know that wherever you're at in your journey, that's absolutely fine. And everyone's moving at their own pace. Just feeling a sense of gratitude for our bodies and how far you've come already in your journey. So perhaps you've had symptoms for a longer period of time. Perhaps you've had them more recently. But the chances are there'll be something that you can do today that you couldn't do a week, a month, a year ago. And just bringing your attention back to the breath now. Just feeling that inhale and exhale, the ribs expanding on the inhale and contracting on the exhale. We're just going to start to deepen that breath now and bring a little bit of life and movement back into the body. So just bringing some movement into your fingertips. You might want to wiggle the toes. You might want to slowly shake the head from side to side. And then bringing those hands up and overhead, if that feels nice, into a full body pencil stretch. And then hugging those knees in towards the chest one last time, squeezing everything in really tight. And then just slowly, in whichever way feels best for you, making your way up to a seated position. Again, that could be in a chair, could be sitting on the floor. Closing down the eyes if that feels okay when you get back to that seated position. And we're just going to place one hand on our chest and one hand on our stomach. Really going to ground ourselves and just relax the body before we go off into the rest of our day. So on the inhale, we're going to breathe in through the nose, sitting up nice and tall. And on the exhale, open your mouth and just sigh it out. We're going to let go of anything that we don't need on those exhales. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, sigh it out. Last one. And just blinking your eyes open if they weren't already. Thank you so much for coming today. I was going to say this morning, but it might not be morning where you are. Thank you so much and have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.